rise. China is dangerous, and we have now decided we're going to start checking people who come from mainland China into the United Kingdom. Sorry, I'm wrong. Why did I say that? Why have I said that? Let me do that again. We've now decided that we're going to check people coming into England only to see if they've got coronavirus. You're perfectly welcome to go to Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland. The devolved governments there have decided that people from mainland China who do not test negative for coronavirus are welcome to come to their countries. Thankfully, there's no direct flights. Just go via Barcelona. You'll be perfectly fine. Anyway, China is now threatening Taiwan, and once again, we're doing absolutely nothing about it. I'm joined now by Ross Feingold of the Taipei-based Asia Political Risk Analysis. How are you?
Good morning from Taipei.
So, are you nervous?
Yeah, we get asked that question a lot, and the truth is, for example, when China had large-scale military exercises when Nancy Pelosi visited last August, soon to be the former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she has just hours left as House Speaker. Business as usual was really what transpired here. People don't let this disrupt their daily routines. Frankly, not at all. Of course, it's in the news.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, Xi Jinping's an evil man. He should be put on trial. I mean, I would love to take him to The Hague and seek the death penalty for what he did over coronavirus, because we know that either coronavirus was caused by them eating, wild animals that they were told not to do after SARS-1, the Chinese Communist Party, that is, or it was that the Chinese Communist Party were building biological weapons. I don't personally believe that. Or it was the Chinese Communist Party weren't securing their medical laboratories. Either way, it's the Chinese Communist Party. When are we going to do something about them?
That's interesting, because even though we're next door, literally, here in Taiwan, lately there's not much discussion about that aspect. Taiwan kind of leaves that to the big powers, United States, to thrash out. What they're struggling here with is frankly some of those zero COVID approaches that only in the last few months have been eliminated. Actually, here in Taiwan, the outdoor mask mandate was only eliminated a few weeks ago, and we actually still have an indoor mask mandate, believe it or not. When you're in places of business, offices, you're actually still supposed to wear a mask here.
I mean, I find it very, very difficult, because you're in a difficult position. I'll tell you, most people watching this may not know, so I'm going to say the World Health Organization, which is supposed to support health in every single country with that fake doctor that leads it, they won't even say the word Taiwan, will they? Because they're so in the pocket of Xi Jinping.
That's right. So Taiwan is not a member. They say it's
not
only
allowed
open to
be a
sovereign
member.
States. Yeah, and Taiwan has struggled to obtain information from the WHO.
Don't worry, they made it all up anyway. You didn't miss anything.
Well, frankly, I'm not a big fan of Tedros or the WHO either. I'm actually one of the few people here in Taiwan who actually goes to the media and says Taiwan should stick its middle finger at the WHO. Why try to be a member of a club that doesn't want you, right? It's the famous American comedian Mark said that. So, but Taiwan keeps trying to get into the WHO. The WHO, as you said,
what upsets me about the World Health Organization, first of all, that fake doctor, who is nothing more than a Communist Party apparatchik, right, who was put in by Xi Jinping in order to support his government. The biggest health crisis in 100 years, and the World Health Organization is supporting Communist China in its lies about the fact it can't be spread from human to human. And we're venerating this organization. But do you know what the best thing to viewers in the United Kingdom, the best thing about the World Health Organization for its lies, its cover-up, its fake doctor, and the fact that it ignores Taiwan, is you pay the bill. The biggest financial contributors are not China, it's the Western world. We are the muggins. We're the fools. China is having a laugh.
Well, we could probably say that about so many multilateral organizations. Unfortunately, the WHO, the United Nations, the list goes on and on. Lately, the WTO. That's why conservatives in the United States have long had a very skeptical attitude. Again, it's interesting because you looking at it again from the Taiwan perspective. Taiwan repeatedly, and I would say desperately, tries to get into these organizations. And you have to say, like, why would you want to be part of these organizations, given China's influence in these organizations?
Right.
But it's part for Taiwan. It's just part of the they want.
I mean,
they want to be seen
I understand that it is global club. Look, one of the arguments that is always made is these organisations are better than nothing. Well, when you look at the UN Sex for Food programme and the fact that they did not lift diplomatic immunity against paedophiles that were giving food away that you'd paid for, I don't think that the UN is worse than nothing. I don't think the UN is better than nothing. I think it's worse. I think it's actively damaging. But I understand if there's a global club, why Taiwan would want to be in it. Let me ask you this question. Should we start forcing Taiwan into these organisations, or was Nancy Pelosi, being belligerent, was that unhelpful?
Well, as far as these organizations go, the way they're designed, frankly, just the technicalities of bringing about a vote that would allow Taiwan to be an observer or even a member, they're just designed to prevent this and for a powerful country to prevent that happening. And if it did happen, somebody's going to say, well, what about? And then they're going to list Western Sahara, the West Bank, Abkhazia, South. We're going to get into these debates about why that self-governing place and not the other. And then some other countries are going to have their own foreign policy reasons why they say, okay, you know what, we just want no part of this. But it's a great question about Speaker Pelosi. And you know what? The guy who's going to be really on the hot seat about this issue is incoming House Speaker McCarthy, assuming he does win the Speaker election, although that's looking a bit tough because there's still a few conservative holdouts. But he said he would come to Taiwan. So if I could speak like an American, being an American, it's, dude, are you going to put your money where your mouth is? And are you going to come to Taiwan
well,
in the coming months?
But hang on a second. Going to Taiwan is not the same as perhaps going to Kiev. The reality is the argument against significant figures going to Taiwan is not the danger, it's the rumpus it causes.
And that's an interesting angle that, frankly, I don't think gets enough attention here, because there is another way to look at this, which is, you're absolutely correct. So a prominent foreign politician, whether from a parliament or from the executive branch, a government side, a minister from Europe, for example, or a cabinet secretary from the U.S., if they come to Taiwan, there is a significant financial cost, because China will have large-scale military exercises again, and that cost is borne by the people here in Taiwan, because it does cost a lot of money to put their own aircraft into the air and put the exercises. So there is another side to that.
Okay, look, that is absolutely fantastic. It's really interesting, and good luck. I think actually there's going to be of Taiwan, but that's Ross Feingold, who's an expert in Chinese and indeed Taiwanese affairs. I think it's Democratic Republic of China is China, and the Nationalist Republic of China is Taiwan.